we're going to mention LSU baseball team.
Ooh.
Because baseball is starting to get a little closer. Basketball is not very good. So people are asking about baseball. Oh, how's the baseball team? Every time I walk around, I get these questions. How's the baseball team going to be this year? How's the baseball team going to be this year? And we've talked about how good they're going to be, how talented they are, all the guys they've brought in. That's all, great, right? You have to go out there. End of the day, you have to go out there and actually win. They came out with the top 150, perfect game count of the top 150 juniors this year. Out of those top 150, LSU's got 7. 3 of them are in the top 20. And 2 of them outside of the top 20 have a chance to be drafted in the first round, really. Number 1, obviously, is Dylan Cruz. Duh. Right? Number 8 is Paul Skeens. Number 16 is Trey Morgan. Number 61 is Christian Little, who's a transfer from Vandy, who had surgery to remove a bone chip. It was kind of like floating in his arm, and they needed to get out of it. He pitched a little bit in the fall, was touching 93, never really threw over it, but he's recovering from injury. Started throwing now in the spring. He was touching 97, 98 the other day. I think he's going to be just fine. He's rated 61st. Ty Floyd, who was ranked 88th out of juniors, I believe Ty Floyd is going to make the biggest jump out of this whole group. I think Ty Floyd ends up being a first-rounder when it's all said and done.
Out of that group, right?
Out of this group of the 150. Yeah.
Because there's another one we think is going to make probably a bigger jump.
Who?
He's not in that group, though. That's what I'm saying. He's not a junior. He's eligible.
Talking about,
He's eligible, but he's not a junior.
Yeah. And then Blake Money is 119th out of 150, which I think a lot of people have forgotten about Blake Money. He had some struggles last year. I think they're going to find a role for him. I don't think it's going to be a starting role. I think he's going to come out the bullpen with the ability to start. He's going to throw extended innings. And then the last guy, 128th out of 150, is Jordan Thompson. Now, if Jordan can, if he's healthy going into the year, which he is, he played better.
I think you'll see a lot better ball player.
I agree.
A lot better Jordan Thompson than what met the eye last year.
He's going to play.
If he's healthy,
he's going to play really good defense this year. I don't think you have to worry about that. I think that if he can take it to the next, he was hurt. He had a banged up knee for the first month and a half last year, and he just couldn't. It had the mobility to get down and do stuff. And so, I mean, that's in the back of your head always. And
which no one knew about.
Right.
They didn't say anything about it.
Right. They didn't realize it was that much of an issue. And then the last month, he played great defensively. Now, if he can take that next step offensively, if he can take that next step of saying, hey, I'm driving the ball in the gaps, I'm consistent with the bat.
Sneakier than you
no
think
doubt.
Last year, too.
No doubt, but it was streaky, right?
Yeah.
If he can show you that he is consistent, he has a chance to be a second, third rounder in the draft, right? Which is, I would think, would outplay the 128th in the junior because you still have high school guys and you still have draft eligible sophomores and all that kind of stuff. So these are just juniors. I think that out of this list, I think Dylan Cruz is a first rounder. I think Paul Skeens is a first rounder. I think if Trey Morgan shows he can hit for double-digit homers, he has a chance to sneak into at least a supplemental round.
And if he doesn't get to double-digit homers, if that
you're talking about Black Rizzo?
If that doubles number climbs, then I still think he's got
no doubt. He's got to show some juice.
He's got to show some juice.
And I think he is. I think he's made some adjustments in his swing and his mindset.
Yeah.
I was about to say, and the way he's approached the game and him understanding what he I don't want to say what he did wrong, but the way that he's adjusting his approach is the perfect remedy for what he was doing wrong. He understands how his approach to the plate wasn't the best way for him to be probably a first round, second round pick. Right?
I agree. Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens guaranteed first rounders. All right, I think that's you can just chalk it up. Dylan Cruz I would think number 1 overall pick. If not number 1, number 2, but I would imagine number 1. Paul Skeens probably going to be a top 10 pick in the draft, especially if he stays healthy. And I believe, like I said, if Trey Morgan I believe Ty Floyd's a first rounder. I believe that you're going to see what Wes Johnson, the different, towards the end of last year, Ty Floyd started pitching really well. I think you're going to see the difference in his third year compared to what happened towards the end of last year. Obviously, the end of last year is going to give him some confidence going into this year. But I think that Wes Johnson coming in has helped him take that next step. And I think you're going to be like, damn, who is this guy? I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being the Friday night guy. I think they're going to pitch Paul Skeens Friday night so that he can hit over the weekend and not have to worry about that. I think that's probably how they're going to do it. But you have 3 or 4 aces in your rotation at this point.